Money FM 89.3. Well, many of us have been quite eager to get back to traveling as border restrictions ease up. And not just travel, but shopping overseas. But one of the hassles sometimes is getting those tax refunds. Hey, what if there was an easier way to do so? Plus, maybe even upsize your returns. Well, that's the idea behind the next company under our spotlight. And no annual award better honors the bold ambition of Singapore's young businesses under 10 years old than the Emerging Enterprise Award, jointly organized by the Business Times, the Financial Daily under SPH, and OCBC Bank. Now, this year, 2022, marks 15 years of the award's celebration of business innovation, resilience, and excellence in SMEs, the bedrock of the Singapore economy. And since 2008, the award has been empowering startups and young enterprises with both recognition and resources to take flight and achieve stellar growth. Today, we chat one of the 15 finalists in contention for this year's award to find out what makes them tick. We have in the studio with us Asad Jamaboy, co-founder and CEO of U2. Thanks for joining me, Asad.
Hi, Ryan. Thanks for having me here.
Hey, let's talk about your company. U2's vision is to turn every VAT and GST refund into what's called a rewarding experience. Now, tell us more about U2. What made you get started on this journey?
Well, Ryan, I've been in the tax refund business since 1995, having actually started the VAT refund service for tourists in Singapore Changi Airport. And so that was my humble beginning. And then spread wings and grew the business across the world, merging, etc., into growing what is the largest VAT refund group in the world today. We saw the phase of digitization, and I had a very strong bent towards going digitally. The question back in 2006 was how, So I spent the next 10 years pretty much building the customer journey, customer experience in tax refunding to the best we could. And, I sold Global Blue. I then was involved in the buyout of the competitor and sold that in 2015. And finally, technology started to have the ability to deliver a better customer experience, a better user journey. And so that is when I saw the opportunity of taking a refund where the user journey was sort of lining up in a line and the customs guy saying, hey, next, to a reward where you celebrate the fact that you shopped and you got something back and we're going to give you back something more.
Yeah, I remember those days. It can be quite complicated and daunting to read through the terms and conditions, what you fulfill. Walk us through, you mentioned the user journey. What were some of the pain points you observed in that experience setting up and trying to figure out what to do with U2?
Well, the user journey and pain points started out with the fact that, a lot of the industry is paper-based. And even though some of it has digitized today, the mentality is still how the transaction moves as how paper moved. And I felt, and my team felt, that we needed to make this an entirely digital service. We needed to make this seamless, easy experience for the traveler. Because at the end of the trip, I think it's sort of image forming. The fact that at the end of the trip, you've got this difficult experience. You go, oh no, tax refund line again, And, we wanted to give people the opportunity to say, hey, this is wonderful. I get to choose my refund. This is wonderful. I don't have to have such a difficult time.
All right, so let's dive into it. How does it work? You mentioned, it makes things easier. You're disrupting industry. So what's different?
So the big difference is that we had two paths to choose: disrupt the industry or add value to the industry and ease customers into learning about how to get an easier refund. So we took the second choice. The way in which you do a refund doesn't change that much, but what you do is you download the U2 app, you register as you would for a normal app, and you get yourself a U2 tax-free card, which is a Visa card, right? So all you need to do is on your regular tax-free form, just write down those 16 digits of the U2 tax-free card number. What happens is then the refund company pays you to your U2 card number, You choose the reward you want. You could choose Singapore Airlines miles. And we have a total of 10 airlines on the system today. We have one large hotel group, which is the Accor group on the system as well. And you can choose your reward, and you get a 25% up.
Yeah, so it's not just the flexibility of choosing your rewards, but also the size of the rewards.
Absolutely, because the one of the friction points in the refund industry was the fact that the fees can be quite large. And what we said is, let's hit the first pain point. Let's give back more. Let's make sure that travelers get more of the VAT they paid, more of the VAT that they deserve. I'm using the term VAT interchangeably with GST, but these are the two. It refers to the same tax.
Right. How much more are we looking at when you talk about these numbers?
Well, we start out at about 25% is the minimum more.
Wow, okay, that is a huge jump.
Yeah, and so if in a country like Singapore, and you were to get a GST refund in Singapore, you get roughly around 82% of your GST back as a tourist. We get that past 100%.
And you're selling it as a win-win proposition, not just for the customer, but also for the merchants.
Yes, because for merchants, there's the opportunity for them to say, hey, you're getting all your refund back. You're getting all your VAT back. Shop here. Value is better. Because when the VAT industry started, it was sort of seen as a discount to purchasing abroad. People are looking at it today as a value add to going on a holiday. So there's a such slight subtle difference between the customer viewpoint. So if you're giving somebody a reward at the end of the holiday, wouldn't it be nice to get a bit of a boost?
Yeah, that's a very nice thing to have as part of your, holiday experience. And you started your company many years ago, and we've had, in the past few years, the COVID-19 pandemic affecting the travel industry quite hard. How has it affected your business?
Well, when planes stop flying, people stop moving. And it was a very strange period of my business life where you actually saw transactions go to zero because nobody was moving. People have seen good years, bad years, etc. But going to zero, hey, that was really unusual, right? And so we were busy through the COVID period ideating, building products, building out the offerings to tourists, waiting for the day that travel would return. It was kind of a tough period for us because, we took a policy decision to keep our team intact. So we didn't lose any intellectual property. And I see today a lot of companies scrambling to start up because, and the answer is always, not enough people. So we made sure we didn't let people go. So we had the enough people story. It was a question of coming out with a quality ideation. So COVID had an incubation perspective, but on the other side, it was very debilitating financially.
Yeah, Asad, you mentioned team. So how big is your team, and where can I use you two around the world?
So our team is roughly about 55 people. And we're spread out in different countries. U2 can be used in 50 countries around the world. Every country that refunds VAT and has a credit card option for getting your refund, write down our 16-digit number, get your upsize.
Right.
And the upsize, for example, for Singaporeans when they travel abroad, you could get Singapore Airlines miles. So that really kind of brings the refund back home.
And you mentioned the COVID-19 years, so it's a bit of a reflection period for you to ideate on the next big thing. What is going to be next for you two when it comes to innovations? What are you looking at in terms of enhancing when it comes to the program?
So if you take a look at what we've done so far, we call it, and this is our sort of in-house name, we call it the Airline Partner Program, where you can see from our app, we've got 10 airlines on board. We're talking to another 8 right now. We have the Hotel Partner Program. We've got one major group, 5,300 hotels. The question is, the other groups are in dialogue for next year, so we could see a lot more hotels coming on. But I think the biggest innovation next year is going to be the Retail Partner Program, where we actually work with retailers where the VAT is charged to give a better refund value to the tourists. So you can either get your refund upsize in miles, in hotel points, but also in a retail purchase at the time in which you make your purchase.
We're in conversation with Asad Jamaboy. He is the co-founder and CEO of U2. He is one of the 15 finalists in contention for this year's Emerging Enterprise Award. And Asad, you've just been through the judging process for the award. What was it like for you? Was there anything interesting that you took away from the entire judging process?
Well, the first thing, it was actually a very enjoyable experience because we prepared hard, my team and I, and we had a very engaged and I was actually surprised a large number of judges in the panel, but we had a very engaged panel.
We're looking at about 12 of them?
There were a bit more than 12 because I think there were also people assisting in the process. So it kind of looked like a room full. And you walk into this and everybody's got their eyes on you and you're being judged. But I thought we had a good presentation. I think they enjoyed it. We brought a fresh perspective, something new. I think travel tech is coming out of the woodwork because of the combination of consumer tech and fintech, but it's coming out of the woodwork as travel comes back. So they had a lot of questions to ask about the pandemic period, about our ideation, about our journey, the fact that we started the business in rewards and then migrated back into the VAT area where I came from for the last 25 years.
Yeah, sometimes with disruptors and new businesses, there can be a bit of a learning curve. Was there a concern for them?
For our experience, absolutely. Once we had built our rewards platform, it was a question of, do you work with the VAT refund operator? Do you disrupt? What are the issues? What are the implications? Do you want to test this? You want to test that? So we kind of tested the disruption mode and found that actually our real job was delivering value to the consumer. So if we had to cooperate with what we thought was a competitor, and what they thought we were competing with them, and we collaborated, then the customer was better off. So it was actually a question of, talking to the refund operators to say, hey guys, we can improve your offering, but at the same time, we can do fine as well.
All right, one last thing, Asad. If you do win the OCBC Emerging Enterprise Award, what would it mean to you and the company?
I think two different levels and two different kinds of things. I think I would be absolutely elated because it would validate the fact that a little Singapore company has the opportunity to reach across the world, which we do, and more importantly, that this was recognized. It's the culmination of my life's work. I've been in this industry for many, many years. And to see us going from completely paper-based, how do you reach out and touch a customer by snail mail, all the way to today where you have the ability and the channels to actually reach out and make a difference to the travel experience and journey of so many, many people at one go. I think that's a big thing for me. For my company, there's a whole bunch of people. A large part of our company is Singaporean and based here. For them, it would mean, recognition for taking this journey, struggling through COVID, making the sacrifices that they made, and be recognized for the excellent work that they delivered. Because, frankly speaking, I'm just the mouthpiece. Behind me, there's a whole bunch of, program managers, product managers, finance people, marketing people, sales people that have actually pulled this together and placed me in this chair in front of you.
That was a quick conversation with you, Asad. We've been chatting with Asad Jamaboy. He is the co-founder and CEO of U2, one of the 15 finalists in the running for the Emerging Enterprise Award, organized by Business Times as well as OCBC Bank. Thanks, Asad.
Thank you very much, Ryan.